It is the 15th of December 2023, 10 days to Christmas Day, 11 days to that other day they call Boxing Day, that you open your gifts and all that. We have so much lined up in this particular bulletin. Our reporters have gone into different spaces and places, interacting with different peoples and issues, and they have made and they have prepared beautiful stories. These are the top ones. 2,500 skilled workers expected to begin working in Saudi Arabia soon. Chinese contractors must consider Kenyans in the local labor market, says DP Gachagua. Kilifi residents express distress over unfulfilled expectations from the government. And KU Graduation Square was filled with excitement as 5,536 graduates graduated today. This is KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. And Moses Gitonga is with us in the sign language interpretation tonight. Welcome to the broadcast. Now, at least 2,500 skilled workers from Kenya are expected to begin working in Saudi Arabia soon. This comes after successful negotiations between the government of Kenya and Saudi Arabia. President William Ruto announced this while launching the construction of the new railway line that will link Riruta and Ngong. The construction is expected to be completed within 8 months.
2,500 skilled workers are now set to find employment in Saudi Arabia following the successful talks between the Kenyan government and the Saudi Arabian government. President William Ruto made these remarks while launching the construction of the Riruti-Ngong railways at Ngong. The Ministry of Labour is expected to announce the vacancies in the coming week as Ruto announces that the pay is adequately sufficient.
Tatizo kubwa tuko nayo Kenya, changamoto kubwa ni ukosefu wa kazi. Vijana wako wengi wamemaliza shule lakini matatizo ni ajira.
Ruto emphasized the government's commitment to creating more employment opportunities for the Kenyan youth. However, he called out opponents to the affordable housing initiative as he says it is designed to bridge the gap between the wealthy and the average citizens such as the Mama Mboga. Ruto asserts that the affordable housing program will enable all Kenyans to own homes.
So ndio tumesema affordable housing, social housing is a right to the ordinary people of the Republic of Kenya. Na ndio unaona mimi nasukumana, watu wameenda kotini ati kujaribu kusimamisha. Mimi nawauliza, wewe unaenda kusimamisha kwa sababu uko na uwezo ya kulipa 40,000. Huyo mama mboga na boda boda wenye hawawezi kulipa 40,000 kwenda mbele. Hii mradi ambaye itampatia nyumba yenye itawezana na mfuko yake, wewe unataka kuzuia kwa sababu gani?
After the construction of the Riruta-Ngong railway, the railway is set to be extended to reach Kiserian, Karen and Bulbul. The system is set to cut by half the cost of transport while alleviating the traffic menace. Ivod Kimuma, KUTV.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has called upon the Chinese contractors in charge of various projects in the country to prioritize the local youth in the available job opportunities within the country. The second in command was speaking during the groundbreaking ceremony of the Riruta-Ngong commuter rail line in Kajiado County. Additionally, Gachagua aired his stern sentiments, saying that the contractors should pay all local employers every Saturday of the week instead of monthly.
hawa contractor na project manager aangalie vijana wetu hapa wapewe nafasi ya kazi. Mnasikia nyinyi wa China? Watasikia maneno hii wa China ama niwaambie? Niwaambie? Si ndio? Kwa sababu nimeona line pale rais akisalimia hawa, nikaona ni wengi sana. Hao wa China wanatakiwa kuwe watatu peke yake.
All right. Fafi residents from Garissa County took to the streets protesting against the alleged assault on their Member of Parliament Salah Yakub by police officers at Nyayo House while following up on passport applications for some of his constituents. Alma Evans with the details.
A section of elders and residents from Fafi constituency have held peaceful demonstration in Garissa town calling against police officers who allegedly assaulted their Member of Parliament Salah Yakub on Monday at Nyayo House in Nairobi.
Mheshimiwa wetu hawezi kutembea huku mkono umevunjika. Hii ni haki gani? Je, mheshimiwa kama huyo akiumia sisi wananchi tutafanya nini?
On Monday, the Fafi lawmaker took to his X account to express his predicament at the cruel hands of law enforcers at Nyayo House while following up on the passport application process for some of his constituents.
Sisi tunasikitika sana kwamba miaka 60 ya uhuru tumeisherehekea juzi, lakini kabla ya miaka 60 kupita, siku mbili, mheshimiwa wetu tuliyemchagua, tunayempenda, ambaye anaenda kututafutia haki zetu, alienda katika afisi kujua kwa nini sisi wa Somali ndugu zetu wanateseka, na alipokwenda kujulia hii hali, badala ya kumsikiza na alipojitambulisha, wakawa wanamchukia, wanamuita majina.
The residents now want the Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Coordination, Professor Kithure Kindiki, to take action against the said officers and ensure that all citizens get equal services at the immigration offices.
No, we are not safe and we are not begging for anything.
We now move to the coastal region where Action Aid International Kenya, in collaboration with the Kilifi Citizens Forum, held a meeting in Kilifi County, in Kilifi North Sub-County, I beg your pardon. And during the forum, the government was requested to review the current tax policies and came up with recommendations to mitigate the current state of the economy.
Kilifi residents have expressed distress over the unfulfilled expectations from the government. They say that the current high taxes are pushing investors to the neighboring countries with favorable taxation laws. These sentiments were aired during a town hall meeting at Juaba Hall, Kilifi North Sub-County. The meeting was organized by Action Aid International Kenya in collaboration with Kilifi Citizens Forum.
Hizi ambazo tumeweza kuziongea hapa kupitia kwa wananchi, tunaamini ya kwamba zitafikia kule ile anga juu ili zikaweze kuweza kushughulikiwa, ili katika ile miswada ya kifedha ambayo inakuja mbeleni ikaweze kuangazia hizi sauti.
Participants shared their recommendations to the national government, suggestions that they believe, if implemented, will alleviate the economic burden for the ordinary citizen.
The meeting was to have a dialogue with the community, just having a dialogue, hearing from them, giving their input when it comes to the high cost of living on the country.
While citing a recent announcement by President William Ruto in regards to plans to making Kenya a free visa country, the youth felt that it is an inconsiderate move that will result in a scramble for the already scarce resources in the country.
This visa tunanunua. If you want to travel outside the country, you have to buy a visa. Lakini wale wengine kuja nchini wanaambiwa visa it will be free. So we are going to scramble for the few resources.
In regards to the high fuel prices, bodaboda operators had this to say.
Naomba serikali in one or the other at least ile subsidy irudishe kwa mafuta na commodities zingine muhimu, angalau itashukisha pakubwa gharama ya usafiri.
Upcoming content creators urged the government to reduce the rate of taxation on content creation to ease work in the industry. The meeting brought together various youth representatives from all the 7 sub-counties in Kilifi to discuss the impacts of the rising cost of living in the country. Christine Adhiambo for KUTV.
Kenyatta University has today held its 54th graduation ceremony with 5,536 graduates conferred with PhD, master's degree, postgraduate degrees, diplomas, and certificate. The graduates have been urged to be innovative and create job opportunities as the skills they have gained will enable them achieve even more.
The Kenyatta University graduation square was filled with excitement today as graduates finally received their crowning achievements with the university, according them their respective titles. The new graduates filled the square in their academic gowns to show the joy of their achievements. The ceremony brought together leaders from Kenyatta University, government officials and parents who came to celebrate with the graduates. The chairman of Kenyatta University Council, Dr. Ben Chumo, who acted as the chancellor, congratulated the graduates, urging them to walk with their heads high for graduating from Kenyatta University. Additionally, the new graduates were encouraged to be innovative and create jobs for themselves and other Kenyans by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Paul Wainaina.
This milestone of success, I join all of these people in giving hearty congratulations to you all.
To lead through innovation. Therefore, I strongly urge you to embrace the spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship across diverse fields. Your education has equipped you not just with knowledge, but with the power to create, adapt, and innovate.
Frederick Ndamboki, the Secretary of Administration, Ministry of Education, on behalf of the Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu, emphasized the ministry's focus on research and its importance. Additionally, he pledged that the ministry is making effort geared towards addressing the issue of funds allocation for research and development.
Every effort is being done by the Cabinet Secretary in liaison with the National Treasury to be able to see how best the issue of pending bills can be resolved so that our universities can be able to stand once again on their feet.
The graduates openly expressed their joy as they narrated how the academic journey has been to them.
We are so excited. We are so happy. The journey has been tough and exciting. We are so happy that you've come this far. It's a very nice experience to finally graduate after all that hard work. We are so excited.
Very happy to graduate. It's been a long journey, it's been a long period, and we thank God finally we have graduated. The journey has not been easy, but through God's grace, I've made it, and I really appreciate the fact that I'm a graduate now. I'm ready to face the reality.
Nimefurahi sana, ijakuwa journey rahisi, but tumefika hapa, which is a good thing.
It's not be that easy because I need to come to university many years ago, around 10 years. But at least you can say God has made it happen.
Parents, on the other hand, are hopeful that this is the beginning of a great journey ahead of the graduates.
Tarajio yangu ni kuona mtoto wangu amekuwa mwanga katika eneo letu na pia katika nchi.
This year's theme for the graduation ceremony was scaling education and research for sustainable development. The 54th Kenyatta University graduation came to an end with the 5,536 graduates celebrating with their families, ready to go out and conquer the world. Vivian Opio for KU.
Congratulations to everyone who graduated today here in KU. All right, now the High Court in Nyeri has sentenced former police constable Chibungu Sanga, accused of shooting and killing a stone mason, to 7 years imprisonment. The incident took place 8 years ago, and according to Justice Martin Muya, the court took into consideration the fact that the offender was a first-time offender and showed remorse. This and more in the County News.
Nyeri County Justice has finally been served after the Nyeri High Court sentenced former police constable Chibungu Sanga for the murder of a stonemason that took place 8 years ago. In his verdict, Justice Martin Muya sentenced the offender for 7 years behind bars. The decision considered the fact that the accused was remorseful and that this was his very first offense. And in Kisii County, the Kisii County government and MCAs have vowed to rejuvenate the cultural rite of passage for boys at a time when this correct practice and its essence seems to be dwindling. The MCAs spoke during a graduation ceremony held for 550 initiates in Nyamachi sub-county. The leaders frowned upon some practices involved in the modern circumcision done in hospitals, which includes young boys between the ages of 6 to 10 years getting initiated before the appropriate time.
Has come here today to see this great occasion. I want to ask that the national government and also the county government, we should enact laws that can be able to be used to ensure that the boy child has free circumcision.
Condition which can lead to hemolysis or breakdown of blood cells, then it can bring problems at home. So we advocate that, circumcision should be taken care of in the hospital.
And finally, in Embu County, Investment, Trade and Industry Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano has laid the foundation for the Embu County Aggregation and Industrial Park. She stated that this initiative will enable value addition for agricultural produce. Additionally, she emphasized that these parks will eliminate the need for exploitative middlemen.
Hii itatusaidia sana ili tuweze kueneza manufacturing kwenda mbele. Kaeka, haveka, tulete maji, tulime, tuweze kusaidia hii Kaipu na hizo vitu. Tayari ameanza kututafutia market. Leo ameniambia kuna market Japan ya kupeleka vitu zetu. Tukianza kufanya hiyo kazi, pesa itakuwa mfukoni ama itakuwa mfukoni.
Embu County Governor Cecily Mbarire is also working to revive the moribund agricultural extension and services to help farmers improve their efficiency. Christine Adhiambo for KUTV.
19 minutes past the top of the hour, time for us to take our first short break right here on KUTV Primetime News. Moses and I will be taking a break, but when we come back, we'll be joined by Dr. Kuria, who will be actually coming to help us understand more about advocacy matters, HIV and AIDS. Stay tuned.
Technology, science, innovation, ICT and research. These are the ingredients upon which the solutions to the 21st century problems are founded. In a world that is rapidly changing, it's all hands on deck to ensure a balance in all fields of life. Women, young and old, are also in the front line, breaking the glass ceiling, becoming thought leaders in the larger tech space. Not forgetting other societies marginalized. And when the tech Avengers come together, we inch closer to a much safer, efficient, and sustainable world. What we view as a norm in today's advanced world was just an idea, and for nostalgic reasons, we trace back to the iconic days to bring you the retro tech. On Technovation Show, we encapsulate all the pillars of the fourth industrial revolution, decoded in a language, all for one, one for all. Every Monday at 8:30 as we push the mantra, keep learning something new each and every day. Only on KUTV, a new experience.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Lola ni programu inayokupa fursa ya kutizama video zozote pindi tu unapokuwa na nafasi. Hadithi za kukupa motisha, drama, maisha ya vyuo vikuu, teknolojia, masuala ya jamii, kuzuru maeneo tofauti, spoti, burudani na zaidi. Pata programu ya Lola sasa kwenye rununu yako kwa yote unayohitaji.
We are all seeing the impacts of climate change. In Kenya, for example, the frequency of the floods is becoming more and worse. The amount of people and livestock we are losing.
The level where the normal mwananchi and also the government stakeholders can uptake these solutions.
Those small acts multiplied by millions of us will help make a difference in the world at the end of the day.
It's just a slight behavior change that we need, and you'll find that it serves us a bit more than you put in. And that's the goal. We want to live a better world than we found. Because at the rate we are going, it's dire.
We will secure the planet for future generations.
Shuhuda zako hazielezeki. Oh, umefanya hili, umefanya lile, umenipa jina. Baba nina kushukuru. What is this? A stick, right? And what has happened to the stick? Imevunjika, right? Follow me. They say broken things can't be fixed, right? But that's a lie. Kwani why did Jesus die on the cross? It is so that those who are broken can be fixed. Now, that is why this program is here. Believe and live. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever, anybody who believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life. Whosoever believes shall live. John 3:16. Catch me right here only on KUTV every single Sunday. Now, good news, there'll also be a subsequent series called Biblical Mathematics, but you'll only catch it right only on my YouTube channel at Believe and Live, John 3:16. See you there.
Kutoka kuwa jamii ya kuhamahama na sasa kujumuisha kilimo katika mitindo yao ya maisha. Kwenye toleo la kaunti ya Narok, hii ni Boresha Kilimo, kwani afya bora ni kilimo bora.
Kwani kilimo ndicho huboresha maisha.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights. And
and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
A loving husband and father. Nothing is too good for my daughter. An ambitious businessman with a dark secret. A girl with a whole life in front of her, plunging into a marriage that she did not choose with the wrong man.
I'm not ready to marry Zero.
But who is the right one? I love Nambi. A rock star, living the dream. But the babes keep chasing me, I guess. It ain't easy being famous. Especially with so many glamorous women around. A woman hell-bent on revenge.
He will pay.
Seductive, dangerous. She is a predator. Everybody needs it. Everybody wants it. They will do anything to get it. Love and wealth.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin. Welcome back. This is KUTV Primetime News, and before we went on a break, I promised you we'll be having a conversation that revolves around advocacy when it comes to HIV and AIDS. And a report released in the 2023 by the National Syndemic Diseases Control Council, that is NSDCC, highlights that the majority of new HIV and AIDS infections in Kenya are observed among women. The report indicates that out of the new total of HIV infections, 12,558 are among women, 5,122 among men, and 4,474 among children. In today's interview, we delve into matters of HIV and AIDS advocacy. And joining us in studio is Dr. Kuria Francis. That's how he wants the order of the names to follow. Kuria Francis, who is joining us from the Smile and Hope Foundation. The foundation is dedicated to raising awareness and advocating for matters related to HIV and AIDS infection. And we are getting to have this conversation kickstart right about now. Karibu sana, Dr. Francis Kuria.
Yes, asante sana.
All right. Just tell us a bit about Smile and Hope Foundation. Who are you, and what are your mission? What do you aim to achieve?
All right. Smile and Hope, it's a foundation that was that comes. It was being launched 5 years back. And it was a group of medical students of Moi and other students of other schools in Moi University. And the purpose of coming up with Smile and Hope, we realized that young people are lacking smiles and they are losing their hope in life. And we decided now to come with this initiative to just create a smile and show that life is how you will take it. And if you take it hard, it becomes hard. But if you smile on that, on it, it will make a difference of it. Yes.
All right. Just you've mentioned how you have been able to interact especially with the students from the universities, especially Moi University. How does this advocacy look like? Because you're talking about advocacy. How does it look like in the aspect of the colleges or the institutions of higher learning?
Well, what happened? I've been we came with this initiative just to try empowering young people on various issues, social issues and economical issues, so that they cannot put themselves in a problem that they will come and regret later. As we know that as we know that problems shared is half solved. You know, many youths have lacked some people to share their problem, forum of sharing their issues. So we decided that to come up with this initiative so that we can give a chance, an opportunity to a young person to explain and to give and to empower himself on various activities of the programs. Yes, sir.
When we talk about these things, factors like gender, age, and socioeconomic status come into play. In my research, we've seen that there is quite a disparity between the new infections between men and women. And of course, those are factors that are put into consideration, I believe, when you're doing advocacy and when you're going out there to speak, especially to the young people. So as we focus on the young people tonight, what are the challenges that these people who are living with HIV and AIDS, what are the challenges that they face in their different spectrums, in their different ages, in their different gender groups? What are the challenges that actually come to them in the space where they are trying to live with HIV/AIDS?
Okay, on age gap, let me start with 0 to 13 years. The only challenge that these people face is on disclosure and drug taking. And from 13 to 16 and above, now we are talking on the teens. Remember, these young people now, their body is adapting on a new environment and they want to show themselves that they can do it. And so you find that when the disclosure has been done, they can't accept it easily that they are in this situation, and they have to manage it with the using of ARVs. And they have to take it very well. So they are not accepting themselves. Another challenge is drug taking. Taking of ARVs for a young person is not easy. And especially a young person who knows that it has come from the mother to child. So it's a very difficult journey, and so some of them, they miss taking their drugs. Some of them, they default completely, and it ends up coming up with bad or a poor adherence. Another challenge to from that 19 and above to 24, issues of our relationships. Relationship, maybe not all youths, not all young people will come and tell you, no, I'm like this, will you? Some of them, they hide, and when they hide, they get into such activities, and later the person come and knowing that he was like this, she was like this, and at last the person will now decide not to continue with the relationship. So those are the challenges that young people do face mostly, and mostly those young people who are living with HIV are not free to expose up themselves because of that social lives factor. Yes.
All right, let's go back to Smile.
Yes.
And Hope Foundation. You have been doing different activities with different communities, I believe.
Yes.
How have you been reaching out the different communities that we have in the country, and especially the interior communities? What are the tools that you have been using to get to the grassroots as far as advocacy for HIV and AIDS is concerned?
Yeah, we have been doing our reach out in schools, mostly high schools and primary school, also to the village. We come up with a drive. We collect pads, donation of pads, then we go and support the youths in the village, in the interiors, and when we call them now, it's when now we talk to them on everything, just to empower them so that they can decide on kind of life they want to live, because HIV doesn't show itself to somebody. You can't tell, so it's them to choose kind of life they want to live. Yes.
All right, amazing. Now let's go now into a case study.
Yeah.
I believe you've had success stories as far as your advocacy is concerned.
Yes.
I want you to pick one interesting scenario where you helped a group of people or an individual to live better with HIV/AIDS.
Well, this scenario that okay. Well, it's okay. Well,
maybe you're trying to pick a view that you have in mind.
Yes,
just pick one maybe that really strikes, maybe an individual or maybe a community still that you impacted greatly by the work of your Smile and Hope Foundation.
Well, okay, I will pick a school. Some of the schools that we went and talk about this HIV and STIs infection, we have a team that they also come and disclose themselves. And when the person discloses himself in front of the audience, now we find other students who are in the same shoe, in the same circle. They come in and open up themselves to us, and there we form a support group whereby they share their challenges that they are encountering in the institution. And when they share up those challenges, we try to come up with a solution of making them to adhere on the drugs. The main thing is drug taking on a young person. So on that, we have been assisting them on our ways of how they can take their drugs well without missing. I don't know if you have heard about this a run. We call it Operation 000. Operation 000, we have our president, and I know she can see us where she is. And Operation 000 stands for zero missed appointment, 0 missed drug, and 0 viral load. So this is a run that we have a president is like a country of itself. We have the president, we have the deputy, we have people who are working under it. And you see,
you have members of parliament.
We have
on a light note.
Yeah, member of parliament we have, and those that run it's a reminder to us that we should an HIV person should keep his appointment. That is the key. An HIV should not miss the drug. She will never, and also the person must make sure that he or she is virally suppressed. You know, when you are virally suppressed, your body immunity increases. And if you are not virally suppressed, your body immunity decreases. So when it decreases, there now you will start having opportunistic infections. And when you have opportunistic infection, we can't tell what the end results. So we have been empowering. We have been talking on it to our young people who are on it, and also to adults. Yeah, it's very important that they should take their drugs very well without missing.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Even as we wind up, our time is almost gone. Even as we wind up, let's. 2 weeks ago, exactly 2 weeks ago, was World AIDS Day.
Yeah.
And many organizations came out in their numbers to advocate for matters HIV/AIDS.
Yes.
And that seemed to be an explosive moment in itself.
Yeah.
But there are other 364 days that organization like yours is doing a few things here and there in terms of the same kind of advocacy. Do you work with some of these organizations that cropped up during that time? Do you work with international organizations? Do you work just within yourself?
We work with, mostly we have worked with World Vision and other organizations, the Ministry of Health. We have been partnering with them, and it has laid an impact so much. Also, Ministry of Education have been supporting us so much. Yeah.
That is the government?
That is the government.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's keen to note. So as we wind up, where do you see the future of this kind of advocacy? Do you see growth? Do you see a bit of stagnation? What kind of future do you foresee?
Actually, why we decide to advocate on this, because it's so painful when a young person is being diagnosed with the virus, and you find most of the cases that they raise is that I didn't know, and a lack of they were saying I didn't know. Let me say it was just they were ignorance. But so we came up with this so that we can mentor them to tell them that this HIV it's real, and HIV it has no cure, but it has ARVs. You see, and with it you can live it positively. No, it cannot stop you to do anything that a person can do. HIV, when you just take up your drugs very well, you will live healthy like any other person. And another thing, the good thing of it is not like other STIs infection that it can show up itself easily. This thing is inside you, and it's you now to control it the way you want. And the way of control the virus is by just taking the ART faithfully. And once you take it faithfully without missing, your viral is suppressed, and transmission rate, it also becomes low. Okay, maybe you have heard about you is to you. Have you heard about you is to you?
You is to you?
You is to you.
I'm not sure.
Okay, this you is to you. It means when you are undictatable. When you are undictatable is equal to untransmittable. When you see, when your virus is suppressed, we call it LDL, that is low undictatable level. And so when you are at undictatable level is equal to untransmittable. And that is another thing that we are advocating, because we are advocating on that use to you, to our young people, so that they can understand if this person, HIV person who is undictatable, transmission is low. Yes.
All right, you spoke about something very profound that, you know, when it comes to the state of HIV/AIDS as compared to other STIs. And I want, even as we wind up this conversation, because you have been in this field for a while now, and issues of HIV and AIDS are very sensitive in themselves. So how is the information? I'm interested to know how relaying of that information should be done. Let's say, for example, if I have HIV/AIDS today, am I supposed to tell Moses? Am I supposed to tell him as my friend that I have HIV? What are the processes of relaying information? And who in your circles do you share this information to? Maybe someone at home is watching and they're like, I have this condition and my family members don't know about that. My friends don't know about that. Who in their circles should be knowing about this particular condition?
Okay, on disclosure, what happened, you find, if you are free you find the person who you are free with. And you see, before disclosure, you have to learn the person first. You have to weigh the end results, the reaction of that person towards this. You see, sometimes you may disclose to somebody on it. At the moment, he will listen and you will feel like you are working together. But after some time, this person will now be using to stigmatize you. So first, before you disclose, you need to learn the person well, and you need to also to come up with those such topics like of HIV, and you see the response of that person. Some people, they can respond positively so that they want to know more about you. And others, they will respond negatively, so it's your choice to see whom to disclose.
Okay.
Yes.
But the tricky part is that you don't know the reaction that will come. Thus, as you wind up in a minute or less,
yes.
Let's go to the other end of the seesaw, where it's the person who's receiving this information. I actually want you to turn to that camera. Talk to the person at home who has not yet heard of the news of their friend or family who has HIV/AIDS, or maybe who has heard, because stigma for HIV and AIDS run deep. It still runs deep. Talk to the people who are getting information about, who are continually getting information about their friends and relatives and acquaintances who have HIV/AIDS. Tell them how they should treat such people.
Okay, you see, first of all, I will say HIV is not end of life. With it, you can do whatever you can. With it, it cannot stop you to fulfill your dreams. And I myself have been living with it for now is 26 years, and it hasn't stopped me to become whatever I want to be. And you see, you can see very handsome boy and very young, and I'm good with it. So well, and so what is there? The only thing for you to maintain healthy is by taking your ARVs very well. And once you take up your drugs very well, your virus is being suppressed, and you will have unhealthy living. Compared to when you miss up your drugs, you don't take it very well, you will have high viral load, and once you have a high viral load, that's where now you will start getting opportunistic infection, and maybe it will shorten your life. But the good thing is that we have the ARVs, and the only way to maintain the virus is by taking the ARVs. So before that, I would like you pardon the question a minute, just pardon the question kindly.
All right. Actually, you've answered the question.
Yes.
Where you've actually brought to light the experience of someone living with HIV/AIDS. So I think you've done it very well. So it's basically we want to take a message to the people at home on how they should actually deal
with the person living with HIV. So
AIDS.
To the person who is living with HIV, there's no different with other person. It's just a condition that it can managed. The person who is living with HIV, he doesn't need a serious attention that you will now isolate him. This cannot do this and this cannot. No, the person who is living with HIV is just a normal person. Is not a disabled or any other thing. He's just a normal guy, and the only way, if you know that person, the only way that you can help is to encourage the person to adhere on the drug, not to stigmatize, because what kills is not the drug, what kills is stigmatization, and that is what we are fearing. So please, so let us stop stigmatization, let us love each other. Whatever you can do, I can do it. Whatever you can share, I can. And as we know, the mode of transmission of HIV, the other modes are myth and others are real. Let me just talk about two modes.
Just Salam, we're really running short of time.
Okay.
So I think we'll bring you back to talk about a few things. that of course pertain to how the modes of transmission and all that. But we're running short of time. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to have you sometime back soon, because it seems we have just scratched the surface. We're yet to get into the conversation. So thank you so much, Dr. Kuria, for joining us today and for this particular conversation. It was glad to have you.
Thank you so much.
All right. That was Dr. Francis Kuria from the Smile and Hope Foundation, getting to talk to us about advocacy matters HIV/AIDS, and we shall be getting to understand more things about and around that in subsequent bulletins. Now we move on to international stories, and ahead of December 20th election in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, challengers to President Felix Tshisekedi have ratcheted up accusations that the authorities plan to tip the election in their favor, including through voter roll chicanery, though denied by the Electoral Commission and the presidency. Fears of potential unrest are growing.
As Democratic Republic of Congo gears up for elections next week, the opposition and independent observers warn that issues including illegible voter cards, blocked campaign planes, and electoral list delays threaten the legitimacy of the results. And at stake is not just the legitimacy of the next administration, but also wider stability in the country. Tensions have escalated in the final weeks of campaigning, and 6 candidates, including President Felix Tshisekedi's main rivals, joined forces in October to demand a number of urgent measures to prevent potential fraud. Challengers to Tshisekedi have cried foul over what they call an uneven playing field. The CENI Election Commission and Presidency deny this. The CENI has also rejected criticism it is failing to deliver a free and fair vote, even as it flagged logistical setbacks organizing the presidential and legislative ballot across the country. Congolese presidential candidate Moise Katumbi.
There is no longer democracy in this country. I ask myself the question.
Katumbi told Reuters he had planned to use 9 planes to canvass support across the forested country, but had not received authorization from the Civil Aviation Authority. On December 8, Tshisekedi challenger Denis Mukwege published a statement accusing authorities of trying to derail his campaign by tearing down his posters and requisitioning aviation fuel to curb opposition travel. Other opposition contenders have alleged efforts to suppress campaigns and logistical hurdles to reaching voters, which they say contravene the electoral law requiring all candidates have an equal footing in the race. Disputes over perceived electoral malpractice often sparked violent unrest in Congo, which could have potential global implications. The country of 95 million people is the world's biggest producer of cobalt, a key component in batteries for electric cars and mobile phones.
As you can see, we are already in sports news, and it's all systems go ahead of much-awaited 2023 Kenya Basketball Federation All-Star Weekend Extravaganza clash at Nyayo Stadium. Basketball enthusiasts will be in for a thrilling encounter, pitting some of the finest basketball players in the Men's Basketball Premier League, with the events divided into 3 categories: dunk contest and the veteran all-stars, and then the all-star Nairobi City Thunders. Garang Ding and Eugene Adera of Kenya Ports Authority headline the East team, while the West team will feature Ariel Okal and Ariel Ortega. Jurgen Klopp's side Liverpool FC was subjected to a 2-1 defeat at the hands of Belgium side Union Saint-Gilloise. The Reds fell behind in the 32nd after Mohamed Amoura opened the scoreboard for Union Saint-Gilloise before Jarell Quansah equalized for youthful Liverpool. But the hosts regained the lead just before halftime thanks to Cameron Puerta's low strike in the 43rd minute. Elsewhere, Aston Villa winded up their group stage matches with top spot in Group E and they are placed in the last 16 of the Europa Conference League with a draw at Rinsk Mostar. We've come to the end of our conversation tonight. Moses Gitonga is asking me, hakuna kitu ya Champions League. That happens tomorrow. That will come to you tomorrow. We shall be having Mizizi Weekend at 6:30 p.m. right here on KUTV, and the Weekend Live at 9 p.m. Here at KUTV, a new experience. We've come to the end of the conversation tonight, but the conversation continues tomorrow in the bulletins I have just mentioned. And be sure to stay tuned to KUTV, which is a new experience. Now, allow us to take a breather for now and to wish you a good night. But before that, I want to talk about leadership just for a few seconds. And leadership is a place where one is supposed to be self-conscious, where a person is supposed to be selfless, and where a person is supposed to care about other selves or other people. So wherever you are in leadership, remember, it's not about you. It's about the people that you're leading and the vision that is put across. I'm tempted to wind up in Swahili, but I'm not a Swahili anchor, so I'm going to wish you a good night. Until next time, my name is Mutegi K. Martin. Our sign language interpreter is Moses Gitonga. And on behalf of everyone who has made this work possible, a big thank you to KUTV team who work tirelessly to bring you news, updates, and programs and everything in between. Reminds me, as Mutegi K. Martin, I've been here almost 10 years now. And it's a good place to be in, a place of growth, a place that has given me the seat of elders in the community. This place called KUTV, together with other elders like Moses Gitonga, who is right here with a red African suit. I wish you would see the entire suit. And Domoto Levis, who has been here for a long, long time. And Justina Kadambi, who has been with us as a producer and prepares us in many different ways for many, many years. And a big team of people, Bonnie Odenyo, Joel Mulwa, a big team that has been here for a long, long time. And for me, I'm one of the people who have been here for one of the longest time, almost 10 years now. And I'm grateful for this opportunity to just be able to tell you what's happening in the country and beyond our borders, to bring you up to speed with happenings and many other things. We come to the end of the conversation tonight. See you next time. My name is Mutegi K. Martin. Good night.